Welcome to this week's episode of Holland vs. Woon. And on a Holland vs. Woon first, this week we're reviewing the PS3 exclusive, well, this week's release of the PS3 exclusive game Heavy Rain. It's the first time for us doing these game reviews, and yeah, it's quite a task to go through the whole game entirely. So anytime you see reviews on the web now, I'm not going to believe them 100% because they wouldn't have completed all the challenges, all the treasures, and so on and so forth. Essentially a single player game, and you might be asking, and we only bought one copy of it, so you might be asking, how does two people play
really quickly?
Well, no. How did two people manage to review one game? So this is a demonstration of our last 3 nights together. Look at that. It was especially fun controlling the naked guy in the shower. Got even closer to that.
Yeah, that wasn't awkward at all.
Anyway, essentially it's a murder mystery game using QuickTime events to essentially guide how the story goes. Had a very good twist that neither of us saw coming, I believe. Well, yeah.
Not at all. And
it's quite well made. It had slow sections followed by very frantic sessions that require you to do a lot of QuickTime events, and it doesn't really help. Well, it actually adds to the intensity when you're watching the other player do it, and they don't really know where the buttons on the controllers are, like where the square and where the circles are, let alone their left and their right buttons.
Yes, that was annoying. But I mean, in general, this is it's a well put together game. I mean, the first thing that caught my eye was when installing the game, generally a fairly boring part because it takes a good 5 minutes just to put it onto the hard drive. They actually give you this as part of the game, which is a little cutout origami template, and loading the install screen has instructions on how to put it together. I've of course forgotten how to do that.
Well, it's much better than Metal Gear Solid, where they rant about how smoking's bad for you and preach to you.
That's good. So, I mean, this game you're playing 4 main characters throughout, and it just sort of cuts, sort of 10-15 minute sections between each of them. And I guess the interesting thing about it is that no matter what you do, the game continues on. So, for example, a character can die, which it did with us.
Well, no, he killed him.
Which, I believe you were telling me what to do at the time. And,
no, I kind of just dropped you into it. So after a day of not playing it, you still got to remember where the buttons are.
I think I pressed up instead of shaking up or something. But anyway, like I said, a character can die and the game will continue. And I think that was really like an interesting way of doing it. There's no backtracking ever at all. You just keep going no matter what happens.
That's right. Essentially, the decision tree, there's a massive decision tree, and you just make a path along it, and it will always come to a conclusion. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be, a million or 1,000 conclusions. There's always going to be, 3 that they want you to go along with.
Yeah, that's right. So, but it gives you an idea that maybe you want to play through again to see what happens if you do it a different way. Maybe if you get things right.
Okay, so how long to play?
So it was I think we played for about 8-9 hours. So game $74. So that's pretty good value overall. It's like less than $10 an hour.
And we're up to our 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, if anybody want a copy of Heavy Rain, it's on eBay shortly.
All right.